Hey there, everyone. Happy Wednesday. King 5 meteorologist Adam Claybon here with you on a beautiful, gorgeous, comfortable day that we saw here to kick off the middle part of the work week. We're now going to head into the nighttime hours and see more of those clear skies for most parts. We do have another round of maybe some patchy fog around for parts of the south coast and southwest interior. Now, that did keep things a bit cooler today, but really the main focus for us heading into the day tomorrow will be the even higher temperatures we're expecting and how that will probably lead, especially across the eastern side of the state, to a potentially stormy evening and heading into tomorrow night too. Now again, we're going to keep a lot of it out that way across east of the Cascades, but we'll talk about today first and the warm up we saw, which was back into the 70s in a lot of our locations. Cooler there. You can see Hoquiam again, one of the coolest spots because of all the clouds and fog we had to deal with earlier into the day before things did eventually start to clear out at least a little bit. Now tomorrow, I think we do get up to 80 degrees. We'll have some of those showers late, and I do expect those really more so late into the evening or maybe even during the overnight hours. We'll have a few of those showers around for Friday, a lot of those during the first half of the day, and then the cool down coming along with that we're going to keep around through the weekend with highs staying in the 60s, bouncing back into the 70s by Monday. Tuesday, the 80s returning for us before we fall back to 71 by next Wednesday. So kind of back and forth here over the next 7-day stretch. Out this way towards Westport, you can see kind of reflecting right there and a little sunshine trying to bleed and find its way from between the clouds right now as we get ready to end off our day. But do expect, again, a bit more of that cloud and fog development here into the night. Tacoma, well, lots of sunshine here as we make our way into the end of Wednesday. Pretty sunny here as well as you make your way through parts of Everett. And what we're seeing here around Seattle, well, more of the same, just a beautiful sunny afternoon. Temperatures have been more so in the low 70s. We'll head on into the night, drop down into the 50s. I think a few spots will get into the 40s, but not as many as the past couple of nights. Radar, it doesn't look active right now, but you can see as we zoom out, there is some action across more of eastern Oregon and definitely seeing a lot of it down this way across California and Nevada. That's where we are seeing the majority of this moisture falling here as we make our way into Wednesday night. Now, this system is eventually going to start to find its way off to the north and to the east. And what that is going to do is that's eventually going to bring in better rain chances as we head on into the state for tomorrow evening. Now, this is how it's going to play out. We look at Futurecast and you can see for tonight, things still remaining fairly quiet. As we head into early tomorrow morning, some of those same spots that saw some of the fog early this morning, well, we'll get a few of those to deal with a bit more of that again. Southwest interior, North Pacific County, out this way towards the coast. Now, probably won't be as widespread and it won't last as long, but it is going to be out there. We'll clear things out. You'll notice as we head into the afternoon, still dry and quiet, even across eastern Washington for the most part, but then late into the evening and for more so tomorrow night. This is when we really start to see things pick up as far as the storm action. You can see that we have a sail out that way, moving east along I-90. Now that's going to be east of Yakima and Wenatchee at that point. Moses Lake might be picking up on some of that action as that comes on through, but it does start to flare up even more. So there's going to be this cluster of showers and storms that'll push through at that point. And it's that particular wave right there that comes through early into tomorrow night. So we're talking a window between about 7 until about maybe 1 or 2 o'clock early into Friday morning that we'll have some of those showers and storms out there. And you can see some of that moisture is trying to find its way across the eastern side of the state. We might see a few sprinkles, but I think the western side of the state is definitely going to stay very quiet here as we head on into tomorrow. And it's not going to be until we head into Friday where you can see that flare up of some shower activity. That's going to be around this way. Going to be around for the earlier part of the morning. That's 11 a.m. And then as we head into the afternoon, a lot of that beginning to break down, although I think we'll have convergence zone activity. Very weak, but it is going to be enough that it definitely will keep the clouds around here for many parts of central and even some parts of North Sound. It could even extend down that way closer to Tacoma as well. But King County, northern half of the Kitsap Peninsula, southern clip of Snohomish County, definitely going to be dealing with this a little while as we head on into Friday evening, Friday night, and possibly even into the start of the day on Saturday. Now, here is the Storm Prediction Center's updated map for the potential for severe weather heading into the day for tomorrow. You'll see eastern side of the state, this has been upgraded as a matter of fact, where we have that yellow shading out that way. This is what we are considering, or what the Storm Prediction Center considers, a slight risk for severe weather. So that's going to be a level 2 out of 5. We're going from marginal up to high risk. Now, thunderstorm activity, a lighter green shading, it's just you're pretty much run-of-the-mill sort of ordinary thunderstorms. Could be a strong one here and there, but not really expected to be up to severe criteria. With the storms farther east, the marginal risk, which is a little outside of Wenatchee and going farther north across the state, and the slight risk that you see right there within the yellow shaded area. That's where we're expecting to see possibly some of those storms producing some large hail in some spots, but the main risk and the main threat with these storms is looking like it's going to be the strong straight line winds and the strong gust that could come about these up to about maybe 60, 65, 70 miles per hour, something we'll definitely keep an eye on for. So the potential is there. We'll have the ingredients. Doesn't mean that it's all going to come together at the exact right moment, but definitely keeping an eye out more so over there than what we're going to see over this side here of the mountains as we head on into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. And you can see, as far as the rainfall with this, now take this with a grain of salt because most of these amounts are anywhere between about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch. Farther east, if we do see some of those storms over some of those reporting sites, do expect more because the rain is going to come down very heavily. For most of us, though, especially here west of the Cascades, probably expect those amounts to be between about 1/10 to maybe 1/4 of an inch. And highs, yes, they do look to drop after tomorrow, going from the 80s down into the low 60s and staying more so in the mid 60s before bouncing up again by next work week. Here are your lows tonight. Will drop down into the low 50s around Bremerton, Tacoma, Seattle, dropping down to 54, 49 in Olympia, and 45 in Aquillia, so a bit cooler out into some of those parts. And then highs tomorrow reaching 74 in Bellingham, 69 in Orcas Island. Will be well into the 70s, approaching 80 in Arlington. Monroe up to 79. Linwood, 74. Coopville, though, a bit cooler there at 68. We'll see a high of 77 in Paulsville. Here are some of those 80s around Bremerton, over towards Des Moines, Renton, Issaquah up to 81. Albert reaching a high of 80 degrees. We'll top off at about 82 in Puyallup, 81 in Belfair. And you'll see the farther south we go, probably more of the upper 70s and lower 80s down the I-5 corridor, with 50s expected out towards the coast. And as you get just off of the coast there in Forks, reaching a high of 67. Home Tulips getting all the way up to 69. Hoquiam at 64. Here's your 7-day forecast. We got the 80s tomorrow, the dip in the temperatures with the rain coming on through Friday through Sunday, and then we'll expect to see more of the sunshine and the warm temperatures as we head on into next Monday, Tuesday, and heading on into next Wednesday. It's looking like we are going to be in store for a pretty quiet and almost summer-like stretch, especially on a few days here as we head on into the next week. Now, keep in mind, if you have any plans on heading across the eastern side of the state, or maybe you have some family over there, really make sure that they're aware of the potential for seeing some of those strong storms tomorrow. Key window going to be between about 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, Thursday evening, up until about 1 or 2 o'clock early into Friday morning. Okay, everyone, well, stay safe, take care, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night, and we'll talk to you soon.